from the fans' point of view.
Our relationship to our clubs is held hostage by rich people with checkbooks.
This is the United States of Soccer.
I tend to lean towards the sexy. That's just who I am.
On Sirius XM FC.
Is that weird? Did that get weird right there? All right, let's not make it weird.
Here's Jason Davis.
We're giving away gold here. It's time to talk soccer in America on Sirius XM FC. The United States of Soccer is underway on a Free Kick Friday. We're taking your phone calls all day long on this program, 877-629-4614. There are no excuses, and there are no rules on a Free Kick Friday. Whatever you want to talk about. You want to talk about El Clasico coming up. You want to talk about the Manchester Derby. You want to talk Major League Soccer playoffs. We're going to get into that. We're going to get into that with Chelsea Cabarcas from MLS Season Pass. She's going to be on the call for that Houston Dynamo matchup against RSL in the Western Conference. Tasty one. Houston has taken a big step forward. They're getting the most out of Hector Herrera, Ache in the middle of the field. They've got Carrasquillas doing work as well. Ben Olsen, the architect, the leader, the architect, Pat Onstad. We'll talk to Chelsea about that matchup, what she expects to see between Houston and RSL. Again, remember, MLS Cup playoffs. Now we're at the best of three phase. Not everybody's on board, but we'll talk about that as well. We're going to get into the rest of the MLS Cup playoffs, talk about some of these other matchups that are coming up. We'll talk to Dan Rutstein from Orange County SC. The gentleman who runs the USL Championship Club. They're in their own playoffs in the USL Championship, finishing second in the Western Conference in 2023. And they've got a fan investment program running for Orange County. People can invest in their local club, something that we've seen in a number of places, including Detroit, Chattanooga. Oakland has done something similar. Right now, Orange County is just shy of their $250,000 goal, with 443 people investing in the club. So we'll talk to Dan about that scheme and how it's working out for that second division club in the United States. Francisco Rivera from MLS Season Pass will also be on this program to talk about MLS Cup playoffs. We'll talk to Francisco about LAFC in Vancouver. LAFC, the defending MLS Cup champion, the defending Supporter Shield winner, obviously not defending that anymore, last year's Supporter Shield winner. What are the expectations for LAFC? And we've watched this with both of last year's finalists, who were so good in 2022. We've watched them take a step back. Now, LAFC, of course, made a CONCACAF Champions League final, and when it was unable to secure that trophy, it seemed to send them on a bit of a bad path for a while in Major League Soccer. They had to reclaim some of that dominance that they had last year in 2022. Denis Bouanga eventually became the Golden Boot winner in Major League Soccer. So we'll talk to Francisco about what he expects from LAFC in Vancouver. Vancouver is a bogey team. Make no mistake, the Vancouver Whitecaps can beat you, and LAFC is going to have to be on their guard. Now, again, the format is a factor in all of this, so we'll talk about how that might dictate what Steve Cherundolo and Vanni Sartini do as head coaches in that matchup. Also on this program, we'll talk about the Americans abroad coming up this weekend. We just saw a bunch of Americans in the Champions League. Kind of a tough go so far for Americans in the Champions League. AC Milan, with 2 games on the road so far out of their first 3, is struggling a bit to make a case to be in the knockout phase of the tournament. Can they come back from that? Of course, this weekend, there's league play to deal with. It's no longer the Champions League that you're focused on. You're looking ahead to a matchup in Serie A, and AC Milan is very much in the fight for the title in Serie A. They've got a massive game on Sunday against Napoli, who, of course, had their own Champions League game this week. So we'll talk about not just Christian Pulisic and Yunus Musa at AC Milan. We'll talk about Juventus. We'll talk about maybe Giovanni Reina. Is
a best-of-3 series in the Audi MLS Cup playoffs at Subaru Park. Kickoff just moments away. Brad Feldman, Charlie Davies with you. Philadelphia line up first. Andre Blake in goal, left to right across the back. It's a 4-man back line as opposed to a 3-5-2 last week. Kai Wagner, Jack Elliott, Damian Lowe in for Jacob Glesnes, which is probably good news for the Revs. Nathan Harriel is the right back. We talked about it already. Jose Martinez, the holding mid, wide left. Jack McGlynn, wide right. The captain, Alejandro Bedoya. The playmaker, Daniel Gazdag, behind a front two of Mikel Ua and Julian Carranza, who scored last week against the Revs. For New England, just one change from the starting 11 against the Union at Gillette Stadium a week ago. Jacob Jackson making just his third first-team start in goal. The back four unchanged: Ryan Spalding, Dave Romney, Andrew Farrell, and DeJuan Jones, though Henry Kessler is back on the bench after missing out altogether last week. Matt Polster next to Mark Anthony Kay. That's the one change. He's in for Tommy McNamara, who is available as a sub wide left. Tomas Shankalai, wide right. Noel Buck, the captain and team MVP. Carlos Heel behind Gustavo Bo, who had both Revs goals last week. All right, Charlie, let's get your Santander Revolution player spotlight. Santander is the official bank of the Revolution.
It's going to be Noel Buck starting in the midfield for the New England Revolution. This is the player who's a two-way player, and he showed great defensive quality, but he can shoot from distance. And with Bo getting the center backs for the Union to chase him around and Carlos Heel moving Martinez out of that space, Buck has got to feel that void. Late runs into the box, shooting from distance, and being a little bit of a second facilitator when Carlos Heel is not on the ball. So look for Noel Buck to have a big presence, and if he can do his job today, look for the Revs to come away with a big result.
Philly wears their home blues, navy blue, with a gold trim and a one vertical light blue stripe down the front. The Revs in their Defiance kit, white with the red diagonal sash design, blue numerals, red trim. The referee is Pierre-Luc Lausier. First MLS playoff game for him. He's been in the middle for 40 regular season MLS games, according to MLS referee stats. And we are underway with the Revs attacking from left to right. Back in the playoffs after a year's absence. Carlos Heel dumps it off to Matt Polster. Back to Andrew Farrell. And the first touch for Jackson, the 23-year-old second-year pro out of Loyola Marymount. Mark Anthony Kay back in there. Ryan Spalding waits it down the line. Little touch on by Shankalai, but it's cleared forward by Harriel. Header by Dave Romney, the only outfield player in the whole league to play every minute of this season. Jose Martinez able to get it wide to Harriel. And it goes back to Damian Lowe. Charlie, let's get your keys to the match.
Midfield shape with what we saw in the first last match of their season against the Union. The two strikers, and Carranza and Ura, they're constantly running. You need one defensive midfielder to protect the back four and not get pulled out of space. You see right here, Matt Polster marking the decay. They can't be in the same line. One has to drop, so getting that right is going to be massive for the New England Revolution this game. Two, direct. We see how the Union are at home. They push numbers forward. They're similar to Red Bulls in the way they press. Win the ball and go directly towards goal.
Good direct play by Philly there, but good tracking from Ryan Spalding, taking it off of Alejandro Bedoya, and it goes back to the goalkeeper, Charlie.
And the last key, which might be the most important key, is when you have a Jacob Jackson, a young keeper in goal, giving him confidence, allowing him to not make those mistakes. So don't take any fouls in and around the box. Make sure that you're not giving up unconventional corner kicks or unnecessary corner kicks. And try and give him some freedom and a lot of boost with positive reinforcement.
Early foul down the right flank for the Revs by Martinez on Carlos Heel, and significantly for the Revs, Lausier, the referee, called it. They'll like that. No caution. It wasn't caution-worthy. I'm not suggesting it was, but now Noel Buck goes back to Carlos Heel just shy of the halfway stripe. Tricky move to get away from two Philly players. Back wide to Buck. Carlos Heel has played Philadelphia 10 times in the regular season since he came into the league, 6 times with Martinez in the lineup, 4 times without, and actually has much better attacking stats when Martinez does play, perhaps for the reasons Charlie alluded to, pulling him out of the middle. Carlos on the right. Oh, good pass for Buck in the box. Puts a move on, runs right into Lowe, who then bundles him over in front of the referee. No foul. Looked like it was from behind, but play on as Polster goes to Bo, edge of the box. His lofted cross is too high, goes all the way through, bounds in the box. Tricky one for Bedoya, hemmed in against Spalding. He uses his veteran wiles to get that up the line, although the ball did curl out and the Revs have it, but that's good play from Bedoya.
It is a good play from Bedoya, but going back to Noah Buck, who's running into the attacking third, he's favoring his left foot, and the defender knows he's favoring his left foot. So give a fake and cut back to your right, and then you have that whole lane open, and it's just too predictable from the young midfielder. He's got to be open to change.
Big Revs Radio shout out to supporters at the Dubliner in Boston and the Brass Monkey in Providence.
Okay.
As Jackson goes to Kay, back to Farrell. Now to Polster as the Revs build up out of the back on the deck in Chester, Pennsylvania, by the banks of the Delaware River. These teams started this rivalry when the Union came into the league back in 2010. Romney now finds the feet of Shankalai. 6 goals in 11 games since joining the Revs on loan from Racing Club in Argentina. He was actually playing in United Arab Emirates on loan. Loose pass from Dewan Jones, won by Jack Elliott. Headman's a counter attack, but then steers his pass well ahead of any of his runners, and the Revs get it back.
That's okay. If your center back is wandering into the attacking third on the dribble, as I would say, let him shoot or let him pass. Because
Charlie, he plays D mid too and has 3 goals in 14 games against the Revs.
Stop it.
It's Jack Elliott.
Stop it.
That's a forward there who just doesn't rate any defender in the league's attacking prowess. Also a Hall of Fame forward. Congrats, Charlie, on being inducted into the Boston College Varsity Club Hall of Fame today as Shankalai launches from distance but goes well over the goal and gets some razzing from the fans in the River End.
Oh, yeah, those fans are intense, and thank you. Tremendous honor to be inducted into the BC Sports Hall of Fame. There was 11 inductees in total, and really, really moved to come back to BC on campus last night and today for the BC football game. To share that, experience with my family was special.
Well-deserved. Chuck, legend in Chestnut Hill soccer lore. Charlie Davies, also a Revolution great, among many other accolades from a terrific career. The only thing we won't mention is that he briefly played for the Philadelphia Union. Philly on
briefly
on the attack. Harriel on the right side, but the Revs are in their defensive shape. Now Jack McGlynn pushes it wide. Bedoya goes to McGlynn, the 20-year-old homegrown from Scranton, Pennsylvania. Philly playing their triangles. Nobody closing down Harriel. He cuts it inside. McGlynn shapes to shoot, and it's blocked in the air. He knocked over Farrell. It's a brave block by Andrew, who's up and okay, but he took it off the head. Now Jones cushions it well for Carlos Heel. A little nutmeg there. Oh, and that's a bad foul there on Mikael Ua. And the Big Dane will be lucky to escape a yellow card. Carlos is writhing on the ground, and
it was amazing to see Carlos on the ball, Megs Kai Wagner, and then skips by Mika Ua. There was nothing malicious about that challenge. Yes, it's a hard challenge. It's physical. It's the playoffs. That's what you expect. But this was not even a yellow card for me, as he was coming in hard. He stopped. His leg didn't come out. He didn't try to hurt Carlos Heel, as we've seen with other defenders who put a little extra in it. But, yeah, this is – you're playing the Union in Philadelphia, in Chester. Of course, they're coming.
Did I mention that Charlie played for the Union as well as the Revs? No, it is playoff soccer.
If you're on the ball –
No, he got crunched.
Maybe a couple seconds too long. That's going to happen.
Sure. Well, he is still down and getting medical attention.
You're inviting the challenge.
No question.
If you're in your own defensive third, dribbling, and you megged one player, you're going to another player and you're skating by him, you are asking to get fouled.
Yeah, it was a knee-to-knee contact. Clint P.A. up off his bench. Matt Kirkpatrick walking Carlos off, but the captain should be able to continue. Should mention that he was the Midnight Riders Man of the Year, as well as the Golden Boot winner, Players Player of the Year, and Team MVP. Not a finalist for League MVP this year. He was third in the league in assists and chances created. Back to open plays. It's a diagonal from Farrell.
As great as he was, the team has to be top 2 in the league for him to be a finalist.
Really considered, yeah. Well, they were for the first 2/3 of the season. They appeared to get some of the mojo back last week, but we'll see how that goes. We're 8 minutes into this one, scoreless in Chester, PA, the Philadelphia Union and New England Revolution, and we send our thoughts and sympathies to the victims of the mass shooting in Maine. Glad that the killer is no longer on the loose, but that was a really difficult one. Now Bo squares it all the way through the area for the Revs. Revs recover it. Spalding pinching up the left. Now Mark Anthony Kay takes an extra touch into the box, still going on the dribble, drives it goalwards, blocked by Lowe. Oh! Crossbar. That was a side volley and then another side volley. Lowe comes in to block it. The Revs with two big chances, back-to-back, still on the attack. Now Jones is all the way forward, putting pressure on Damian Lowe. Oh, and then looked like a foul. The Revs inches from scoring twice.
Buck's shot looked like it hit the crossbar and bounced behind the line.
It was close.
It was close.
We're still going here. Shankalai crosses for an open ball, who didn't connect with the cross. It came over the defender's head, and he lost sight of it last second. What a sequence.
And Mark Anthony Kay comes in and shoots it. It's a rebound, and Buck's shot hits the crossbar and bounces on the line. It was not a goal. As close as you get, and then another follow-up gets blocked. But Shankalai puts a beautiful cross on the path for Gustavo Bo, and he completely misses it.
Well, the Revs had
there's a deflection. Now there's a corner kick. So it looks like Jack Elliott did get a slight touch on it. Wow. What a flurry of chances for the New England Revolution there.
Gustavo Bo protesting that it should be a Revs corner kick. It's a goal kick on the deck. I want to remind you that Game 2 of this series, Wednesday, November 8th, 7 o'clock start. Call 1-877-GET-REVS or go to revolutionsoccer.net for ticket information as Philly plays it out of the back. Kai Wagner goes long with it. Farrell deals with it. Second ball picked up by Jones, playing on the right. Long touch, keeps his dribble going. Laid off by Heel. Noel Buck goes all the way back to Farrell. The Revs have it in their defensive half of the field. Spalding. Polster. So early warning shots fired by the Revolution. But still scoreless game in Chester, PA. Also, the whole New England broadcasting community and Revolution Nation mourns the passing of Kevin Carlson, who died unexpectedly. Beloved radio personality and a friend of the sport. We're taking another look, Charlie, at the replay of the – no, it was never a goal. It bounced in front of the line. Very close, though. Told you Pierre-Luc Lausier is the man in the middle. The ARs are Nick Oranga and Oscar Michil Carvalho. Fourth official, Marcos de Oliveira. The VAR is Edvin Jurecevic. Philly with the ball now. Good hold-up work there by Ua. Pushes it wide. Now McGlynn, who's playing in a more central role than we've seen him, gets it to Gazdag. Couldn't split the defense. Romney made the play. And then Ua pressing, plays it in behind, and that causes Julian Carranza to be flagged for offside. I don't know how these XG models work, Charlie. From that flurry of chances, the Revs have .16 expected goals.
You couldn't even get a first half with the amount of chances that were there in that one sequence. That was phenomenal. And I think from the Union's point of view, they're sitting there like, wow, we dodged
away with that.
That was as close as it gets to conceding at home.
Yep. Again, this round one best-of-3 format, no aggregate score. All games that end with a tie score proceed directly to a penalty shootout to determine the winner. Not just at the end of the series, at the end of each game. That's new. They years ago, at the beginning of the league, they did it when they had the 35-yard out dribble shootout. Shootout.
The best.
And that's the last time anything like this. We've had points, we've had aggregate score, we've had one-offs, but Back to best of 3, and for the first time, kicks from the penalty mark. Goes wide right for Philly now. Martinez. Early angled cross finds Wagner, who drags it inside. Farrell with an athletic play to clear it, but only as far as McGlynn. High bounce, but McGlynn controls on the left side, has Wagner. Now Martinez tries to split the defense. Polster's there and got fouled as he tried to clear. A big collision with Bedoya, who thought he got more of the ball, but Matt's down, and foul call goes against Philly, who apparently never commit fouls. If you listen to their fans and look at the body language of their players, they are protesting every call against them from Lazier.
Of course not. And Bedoya just gets Matt Polster on the foot. Former Boston College Eagle. Too bad he's in Philly.
Former teammate of yours, but not at BC. You missed each other
Just missed
at
each
the
other
Heights, but not at the
by a
Union.
season.
Yep.
But he's also going to be a free agent at
Right,
the end
and
of
I
this
asked you
year.
this last week,
Yep.
whether it's a disruptive force, and you said not while they're on the pitch. He's still the club captain, but there are some writers in Philly who made it seem like that Wagner and Bedoya's contracts may be issues, but
They're not issues. They'll just.
it's just
for
the life
Bedoya,
of
he'll
a
be a
pro
free
athlete.
agent.
Yeah.
They're just not going to re-up him,
Yeah.
and he'll be free to look elsewhere. And I think for the
There'll
for the
be a
Revs,
market
that might
for him,
be
yeah.
a great pickup.
Revs give it away. Spalding, stolen by Martinez, centering pass. The Revs could be in trouble here, but it's a bad pass. It will be run down by DeJuan Jones, who then plays it off of McGlynn. It stays in. Oh, Jackson's out, made a hash of it. No foul. He's out of his goal. Ua sees the goal, goes far post, and goes over the head of his teammate
What
Gazdag.
is Jacob
Open
Jackson
goal.
doing?
That's the second week in a row he's gone for an excursion and gotten caught out of his goal. The Reds very
This
fortunate
might be a
not
pen. This might be a pen. If they look at it, he just clatters in to Carranza for no reason. Off his line. He makes a decision to come when you got two players there and collides into Carranza.
that should be that like for
This
me
is
that's
gonna be a
pen.
penalty.
For
This
me
is
that's
gonna-
a penalty kick.
If VAR gets a look at this, for me this is going to be a penalty.
Well, Jacob Jackson, very inexperienced, and he wants to put the ball back in play. The referee has not allowed it yet. Carranza's
trying to
on
milk
his
it.
feet.
He
yeah,
knows what
as
he's
you
doing.
would. Well, you hear the cheer from the crowd. I think they're going to take a look. Lazier still listening again.
What a mistake
Yeah,
from
the
the young
VAR is
goalkeeper.
Edvin Jurasevich. Jackson. Yeah, he's gone to his ear. I'd be shocked if he doesn't go to the monitor.
Absolutely clatters into Carranza for no reason.
Should also mention this year's playoffs feature a new format of 18 teams, top 9 clubs from each conference, but one from each already eliminated. Yeah, they're checking for a possible penalty
Yep.
foul.
This is going to be a
And
pen.
yeah, and he's going to the video monitor. So with Revs 2, the last 2 years, Jackson faced 6 penalties, made 1 save. And in regular season play, Dan Gazdag is a perfect 11 for 11 in
This
this season.
Brad, this goes back to making this decision to play Jacob Jackson this late in the season
In big games.
and seeing how shaky he was last match to go back to him in the playoffs. This is the price. This is the risk that you're willing to take, and these are the things that happen with an inexperienced goalkeeper.
Well, they haven't made the penalty call yet, but it's about to happen. Penalty
Pen.
kick. Well, can Jackson make amends? He's still protesting it, but it's not going to do any good.
protest. Doesn't make contact with the ball, comes off his line, and clatters into Carranza.
And he's going against a guy who's only missed 1 all year. That was in a penalty shootout, though. During games, Daniel Gazdag, the Hungary international, he has 14 goals, 11 of them from the penalty spot. And this is one that carries a lot of weight in this best-of-3 series. Jackson, lightning quick. Gazdag actually perfect 19 for 19 in his MLS career.
He likes to go down the middle. This could be a blast down the middle.
Yeah, he's also gone to the left on the ground, though, recently, so we'll see. Jackson on his line. Gazdag, slight run up, and he buries it. He went to the right into the corner of the netting. Jackson went the wrong way, and Philadelphia lead 1-0 in the 19th minute of Game 1.
These are mistakes you can't make in the playoffs. A Jacob Jackson, a young goalkeeper, on the road. This is where you need a keeper who's going to give confidence, who's going to be very, very smart in his movements if he's coming off his line. And this is just inexperience. You have cover. You have two set players, defenders there to help you out. No need to come out, and then gives up the penalty. Daniel Gazdag steps up, and Jackson actually moves so soon and early, and a quality penalty taker like Gazdag sees that. It's easy peasy. Puts it in the opposite corner. 1-0 Union.
Jackson looking frustrated, as you would expect, and the Revs have a player down as well. And it's Carlos Heel, and that's bad. He's still rubbing that knee. And now it's not the assistant athletic trainer. It's the head athletic trainer for the Revs, Joshua Williams, who's on. And that we could be going from bad to worse from a Revolution perspective if Cappy is not fit here. That was a hard collision he had a few minutes back with Mikel Ua.
He's signaling to the trainer that his knee is in a little pain, almost like when you hyperextend it, there's a little pinch in there, and
he's taken off the tape.
Yeah.
He's done. Well, this is something. Bobby Wood is getting instructions now. He's having a word with Todd Kingston, the video analyst, showing him some charts. And so now the Revs' path back looks a lot more obscured. They're down 1-0, and their team MVP is walking off the field.
Find out what channel your team is playing on by going to SiriusXM.com/sports.
And I think what he's saying is, you guys didn't protect me out there.
The biggest sporting events happen on SiriusXM Sports. Find out what channel your team is playing on by going to SiriusXM.com/sports.
29 games for Wood. So how do the Revs realign now, Charlie?
Well, now you're going to play with Bobby Wood, who is a out-and-out striker. He'll play as the 9, and now Gustavo Bo will kind of play next to him, underneath him. So you're going to play with 2 strikers. This is an offensive substitution too. You're taking a midfielder out and putting a striker on, which means you're going for the game. There's no, hey, we're settling on a 1-0 loss in this game without Carlos Heel. They're trying. Well, I like this from Klimpia. He's saying, hey, we're going to try and win this game.
Well, and at least get to penalties, right?
Right.
1 goal gets you to pens, and that would, no matter how this plays out over the last 3 quarters of this match, that would be bit of a smash and grab job if you consider that Heel is out. And I think the only good news from the injury perspective is that there's this long break now. It's a week and a half before Game 2. So if you're the Revs, you hope that Carlos is able to recover and be ready for the home game. And at home is where the Revs have been the strongest.
Yeah, I don't think it's too serious, which is good. But, I mean, to play a home playoff match without your best player, it's going to be a tall task for the New England Revs, but if you can just level the score and get to pens and try and eke one out, I mean, that would be brilliant.
Well, we're just over halfway through the first half. The Revs gave up a foolish penalty, and they have seen their team MVP exit the field. They have the ball at the back, keeping possession. Polster for Romney, back to Jackson. We'll see if he can recover his composure. He did a pretty good job of that last week after committing their early blunder. That also cost the Revs a goal. Spalding now for Kay. Revs stringing passes together, but really getting nowhere. Shankalai, Mark Anthony Kay, played 21 games with Toronto FC this season before coming to the Revs and playing 10 in the regular season for New England. Now Noel Buck. Polster advancing. Jones gets it. Polster still down, and he's pinned down there by Kai Wagner. Revs restart quickly. Polster gets it to Buck. On the turn, Bow. Back towards Wood, but the cross too close to the keeper, and Andre Blake, the former Yukon Husky, fires out to Martinez, who took a body check from Polster. Play on from the referee. Over halfway comes Philly on the attack. Carranza. Harriel on the underlap, let it run for Bedoya on the right side. He curls across. Cushioned header there. The Revs will surround the ball and get it. Gazdag didn't really direct that the way he wanted, and the Revs look to break out. Shankalai runs it down by the left touchline over the halfway stripe and keeps possession. Early angled ball. Will that find somebody? Yes, it finds Bow. Clean first touch. One-on-one with Elliott. Drives it goalward. Forces a diving save from Blake. That was a decent ball over distance by Shankalai for Bow, who just couldn't finish.
No, it's a magnificent ball from Shankalai into the path.
That was
Gustavo
Mariner
Bow.
speak. Decent means really, really good.
I know, but I want to put some emphasis on that. This is the playoffs. And Gustavo Bow, one-on-one with Jack Elliott, that's where you want him. In the box, take him one-on-one. From Jack Elliott's perspective, he did a good job of forcing him wide and saying, try and beat my keeper from that angle. You're not going to beat two-time goalkeeper of the year, Andre Blake, from that angle, and he didn't.
1-0 Philadelphia, 26th minute in Chester, PA. The Revs back in the playoffs after a one-year absence, but down a goal. A give and go down the left. Wagner, edge of the area, his crossbar post, a save, and then a follow-up, and it's 2-0. The Revs torn apart there. The initial save was good. The parry was not. Bearing down on goal, Mikel Ua ricochets off of him, and now the Revs are in a heap of trouble.
Well, Jacob Jackson is having himself a difficult game today. And it's important not to break having Carlos Heel go out of the game, going down a goal on such a poor mistake from the young Jacob Jackson. But it's a 1-2 in behind DeJuan Jones, and Kai Wagner plays it in. There's a little ricochet off Romney to Jacob Jackson, but Jacob Jackson parries it straight in front of him. He just basically gives Mika Ua a full-on goal. He says, here you go, because he deflects it off of his foot into his own goal, and right now it's going to be tough and important for the Revs not to put their heads down. Try and finish this half strong, even if you can just keep it 2-0 for the first half. Come in with a different game plan. Obviously, you're probably going to have to make some tactical adjustments, but take it 1 minute at a time. Get everyone organized. Be a little bit more defensive and pragmatic to finish this first half. Just important not to concede again.
Martinez touches it forward. Yeah, I think the two silver linings for the Revs are that there's plenty of time remaining. It's just the 28th minute, and there's no aggregate goals to worry about. Bow dispossessed too easily by Harriel, and Spalding's pinned forward. Now Philly attacks down the right side. Inside to Carranza, who scored the goal for Philadelphia last week. Martinez, the Venezuela international, second in the league in yellow cards, tied with several other players. The Red Bulls' Andres Reyes actually led the league with 13 yellow cards. Martinez had 11. The Revs leader was Polster with 9 in that dubious distinction department. Union with the ball at the back. Elliott, Englishman, Versatile player, 6'5", tall guy. Wide it goes, Wagner, the German. And they're just happy to keep the ball, Philly. Gazdag gets it wide. Good step by Farrell. That's aggressive play by the Revs' 11-year veteran. Now DeJuan Jones, normally a left back, but Brandon By's out for the year with an ACL. It goes back to Jackson, who goes long with it. Header won by Philly, and they get it down on the floor. Gazdag on the turn again, playing one-touch passing, making the Revs chase. Bobby Wood getting involved in the chase, and then he lays a big hit, and this is going to be some afters. Yellow card is out. Several players, actually Martinez playing peacemaker, because after Wood laid a lacrosse check there on Gazdag, several players came running to his rescue.
And this is what I mean of in terms of becoming unhinged and just dropping this game, getting red cards, unnecessary fouls, or injuries. Just don't let it get out of hand. You're down 2-0. You're on the road in Philadelphia. It was always going to be a tough game. But don't let the frustration boil over. Bobby Wood comes in, and that's just uncalled for. That's a hard yellow. It's idiotic.
It's a Charlie horse is what it is.
You just came in as a substitute, and I get you're pissed off, but keep it together. You're one of the veterans in this group. You're supposed to have the experience playing on the national team. Keep it together. Do not let your frustration boil over and get a red card and really put your team at jeopardy.
The restart, there's some jousting between Carranza, Spalding, and Wood involved right above the 18. The free kick will be taken from out in midfield. We're approaching the half-hour played mark. Square ball now. Gazdag hangs it up far post. Header won by Buck all the way over in that left corner. Philly keep it moving, though. Here's Damian Lowe, the Jamaica international, whose father played in MLS. Header away by Farrell. Laid off now by Bo. Revs with possession, down 2-0. Looking to break here. Lowe, rangy player, wins the header, and then Buck's pulled back right in front of the referee, who plays on. Revs keep it rolling. Shankali through midfield, weaving from left to right. Square ball for DeJuan Jones. On the right wing for New England. Outnumbered in the box, but they do have a couple runners. DeJuan puts on the Jets, takes a push there from Kai Wagner. It will be a corner kick, I believe. Could have been a foul, too.
Kai Wagner, one of the best left backs in the league. He's got 7 assists on the season, and he was just coming in hard on DeJuan Jones. Gets the block, and now it's a corner kick. But, again, for the Revs, look for DeJuan Jones to keep trying to get down that right side and win corners, get service into the box.
Shankali will take it with heel off the field. Martinez scissors it up in the air. Spalding goes up, couldn't win the header, and then Martinez on the sprint. Headman's a break down the right side. Full-on counter-attack, 4-on-3. Buck sprinting back, Romney sprinting back, centering pass. Farrell's there and heads it long, low and away. Taken over, though, by Bedoya. Then steered wide by Gazdag. Martinez still on the right wing. Oh, the header. Good save that time. It was right on the keeper, and it wasn't a great parry, but Jones is there to win it for the Revs and somehow plays an angle ball in the middle that gets to Shankali. The field is stretched. We'll talk about that last counterattack when this one from the Revs is over. Spalding with the ball. He holds up, and finally a little pause in the action as Mark Anthony Kaye plays the possession pass.
The field was stretched, but the Revs didn't have any numbers.
They're all gassed from getting back on the previous one.
Not only do they not have numbers, they don't have pace up top. So it's tough once you break and you look up and you see three Union defenders and one Revs attacker.
Revs on the attack here. Bobby Wood. DeJuan Jones. Welcome to everyone on Rock 92.9 and Sirius XM FC to the Revolution Radio Network. Brad Feldman, Charlie Davies with you. New England trailing by 2. Cross comes in all the way through. It will go out the near side for a deep Philadelphia throw-in. The winner of this series plays the winner of the first versus 8-9 series, Cincy and the Red Bulls. Take another look at that previous attack.
And Bedoya just sneaking in behind, trying to create havoc. Meanwhile, Carranza comes in and gets the header on goal, but it's directly at Jacob Jackson. And like you said, he gave a rebound up right in the middle of the 6, but just no one there for the Union to pounce on it. It's just been a very, very shaky start to this game, and that's putting it politely for the young Jacob Jackson.
Well, the other options, Earl Edwards Jr., who did a credible but not stellar job, you'd have to say, but he's a good pro, a calming force, did well in Leagues Cup certainly. And then Tomas Voxlik, which you have to say has not worked out the way the Revs had maybe expected, planned, or hoped. The Czech Republic international has not seen a minute of first-team action since joining now over a month ago.
Which means he's far from fit. Far.
Yeah, he played 13 games for Huddersfield in the English Championship, 34 years of age. As Shankly got his foot stepped on, is limping now on the left wing. Going to try to run it off. Gets the ball back. Inside to Polster. Back to Shankly. I guess that's one way to forget about the pain. Pushes it wide for Jones. He goes inside. Good pass. Dummied. This is good from the Revs. Running onto it. Not quite getting there is Wood. So Revs played an intricate combination at the top of the box. And then Polster takes a check from Carranza. It goes down. And Pierre-Luc Lausier calls the foul. It was, in fact, Romney who got fouled.
Romney had good position. And that's how the Union are going to try to counterattack against the Revs right now, because they got a 2-0 lead. They're comfortable with that. They're not going to push numbers forward and just try and hope that Carranza or Mikaua will run into space, but they're going to probably sit back for the rest of the half. As you saw, the Revs couldn't get into transition because the Union were sitting there waiting for a counterattack from the Revs.
Ooh, that's a heavy challenge by Elliott, but a fair one on Wood. Then the out ball finds Ua, and then he gets wiped out by Farrell, who may be in trouble here. He walks away, but the yellow card is already out from Lausier. And now Andrew Farrell, second Rev to be yellow carded. He never even looked back to take his medicine. You don't see that look on Andrew's face too often. He's grumpy. That says, I meant to do that.
Well, he's just grumpy with how this game has been flipped upside down. Remember, the slew of chances the Revolution had
back in the 9th minute, 10th minute.
10 minutes into the game, not able to capitalize, and all of a sudden you're down 2-0, and it's the 35th minute. It's crazy how that works. And Carlos Seal, your best player, has been forced to be substituted.
No, we said it at the time. Will the Revs rue these missed chances? And right now, looks like they are.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Free kick from the near left flank. Delivery comes in from Wagner with the left foot. The Revs headed away. Run down by Shankly, but he loses that challenge, and then he could be booked for a tackle from behind. He's protesting, pleading his innocence. It was just sloppy. He took the feet of, I believe it was Bedoya, when the play was away from him. Concerned look on the face of Clint Pie, the Revs interim head coach, because now he's got 3 players in the referee's book.
Right here, he goes for the 50
it's on Harriel.
And Harriel is there, and he wins it, Harriel, and then he just kicks his feet in from behind. That's another. Just reckless. It's idiotic. Just use your brain here. There's no need to take a yellow card in that situation. He's already beat you. You lost the challenge. Have it be done. Instead of absolutely just kicking out.
Well, and also,
luckily it wasn't with force, because then he's getting sent off.
And here's the thing. Well, we'll talk after Wagner delivers this great ball in, and it's 3-0. That's finished off by Harriel with the header. Wagner will do that to you. Terrific set piece over long distance from the right flank, and now the Revs are in a deep, deep hole, down 3-0.
Deep hole doesn't do it justice right now. This is a mentally strong Philadelphia Union that has a team full of character, and they're trying to make a real end to this season in terms of they know a lot of guys aren't going to be there next season. Jim Curtin alluded to that. And so you could, I don't know about this angle if that's concrete enough to show that
he might have been a hair offside, but I don't think
it's close.
I don't think it's a clear and obvious error.
But we talked about it pregame, Brad. Don't give away silly set pieces. This was self-inflicted. You gave a free kick, you kicked the guy, and that's the same guy who ends up scoring.
and how's this, Charlie? What I was going to say is it's also sloppy because in this playoff format, the Revs can lose 7-0, but they can go back in a week and a half and even things up. If the likes of Shankali or Farrell get a second yellow card and they're suspended, that makes their chances of winning Game 2 lower.
Right.
And that's what people have to be cognizant of now.
Right. For instance, right now, your best player, Carlos Sila, subbed off due to an injury, but it didn't look serious. So that week and a half rest is going to be great because you're most likely going to have him back in the lineup. Now, the rest of the squad, just finish the game out soundly. Like you said, you can lose 10-0 if you want. I would assume that they're not going to do that, and they're going to play it out strong because they are absolutely unraveled in this first half. But just keep it together and keep 11 guys on the pitch to give yourself a chance in that second game.
Off the kickoff, the Revs have possession. Then Shankali tries a cross. It's hunted down well by Bedoya, blocked. Then Kay commits a foul in midfield, doesn't believe the referee made the right decision. Free kick to Philly. Philadelphia lost a heartbreaker in the MLS Cup final last year, Charlie, on pens. And then they were competing on multiple fronts. They only won 2 of their first 8. They did come back and have 2 8-game unbeaten streaks this year, ultimately finished just above the Revs in 4th place. But not only are they losing 2 of their key components in all likelihood at the end of this season, but they feel like they have unfinished business.
They do. And they have one of the league's best goalkeepers in Andre Blake, and now you're seeing just how important keepers are for a club. I mean, George Petrovic, you sell him for a massive fee. You have to sell him for that fee. He goes to Chelsea, but look at what it does to a team because you've relied on George Petrovic, you relied on Matt Turner to come up with those big saves and key moments. It's not that you need to make 20 saves and a half, but that 1 or 2 that come into your box in that first half that set the tone for the team, they need to be saved, and it needs to give confidence to the rest of the team, especially the back line. And we're seeing that not happen for a third of the season, and the team has absolutely fallen off a cliff. And now you have a young keeper in Jacob Jackson giving up 3 in the first half of his first playoff game. No confidence. And
now no confidence in that play as Spalding lost it, then gets a foot in to make a tackle that thwarts what could have been a 4th goal, or at least a build-up that would lead to a chance. Revs down 3-0, 41st minute. Santander is the official bank of the New England Revolution. Philly, we just saw the stat, 11-1-3 when scoring first this year. So Revs have gone down 3-0 a couple times and come back to 3-2, but they've left it too late. And there could be a 4th here as Ua sees his progress halted by Farrell and then fires a shot just wide of the near post. He didn't really have an angle to swivel his hips and go across the goal, but Farrell on a yellow card didn't want to dive all the way in.
No, I mean, and you're not going to dive in there in that position. And Mikael Ua is not a tricky player. He's very straightforward, he's very direct. And in this occasion, he just bulldozes Andrew Farrell. All Farrell can do is just try and put his body there and put him off, which he did. But the Revs have looked extremely poor in this first half.
Well, first 10 minutes were good. They didn't score, and it all fell apart. The penalty kick, the injury to Carlos Heel, and 2 subsequent goals, and that's where we are now. Philly 3, New England 0, Game 1 of the first round of the MLS Cup playoffs. Centering pass directed towards Shankali, then a diving header from Farrell. Martinez against Buck, who wins it, stabs it through. Shankali leading the line, putting some pressure on Wagner, but he steers it to the outside on the left side for Philadelphia, clips it infield. Now here's McGlynn. He plays Harriel. Inside now to Daniel Gazdag. Wide to Bedoya. They're really moving the Revs around. Quick passing. And then the switch ball is a loose one, intercepted by Shankali, who pivots and heads back towards the attacking end for the Revs, who would love to get a goal in these final couple of minutes of the first half in Chester, PA. Mark Anthony Kay on the right for New England. Continues his dribble run. Nice move. Wide to Jones. Dewan slips it inside, asks a lot of Buck, but Noel gets it back to Dewan. Oh, good move into the box. Dewan taken down. No foul call.
How is that not a pen?
Yeah, a decent shout for a foul there. We'll see if there's any subsequent justice from a video review. I think that from our vantage point, it looked like the Revs had a decent penalty shout. They keep him in, but it's a heavy touch from Polster, and he loses it to Carranza.
And that's where DeJuan Jones needs to have a little bit of creativity, savviness there, and milk that.
Bedoya centered a pass intercepted by Farrell. Back out to Shankalai, who whirls with the ball. Goes inside to Wood. The first half substitute for Carlos Heel back in the 22nd minute.
He's got to sell that, unless he completely knows
that it wasn't a foul. Yeah. We still haven't. There hasn't been a stoppage in play, so we haven't seen another look. And
the biggest sporting events happen on SiriusXM Sports. Find out what channel your team is playing on by going to SiriusXM.com/sports.
Back to Buck. Would look like he is fouled, and that's called.
Now let's see if they take a look.
Wagner doesn't think he committed the foul. We're not hearing if there's any check. Well, the way they're marking this off, it looks like there's no shout for a penalty. There will be a free kick for the Revs, attacking zone, right side. Blake.
Find out what channel your team is playing on by going to SiriusXM.com/sports.
With the goals and the substitutions. Centering pass comes in. It was a decent ball in, but it comes off of K.
Offside.
And it was offside. So it will be Philly's ball.
The Union are feeling pretty good going into this halftime in about 4 minutes here.
Lowe plays it forward over the head of Ua. Picked up by Jones. He goes back to the keeper. Jacob Jackson. He's had a rough first half here. Jackson gets it back from Romney. Goes right down the middle into the attacking half of the field. Good play by Wood to get it to Shankalai, but he left the ball behind him. He's thrown to the ground by Martinez. The referee shaped as if he was going to blow his whistle, decided it wasn't a foul, and Philly have the ball. The Revs feel like nothing's going their way right now. Union made it to the semis of the League's Cup before being knocked out 4-1 by Inter Miami and Lionel Messi. And competed in the CONCACAF Champions League, which is part of the reason they had that rough start.
Find out what channel your team is playing on by going to SiriusXM.com/sports.
Played nearly 2 of the 5 added minutes here. As Buck turns right down the middle. Now gets it to Bo. Picks up his head, shapes to cross, cuts it back against Elliott. Square ball, brings Mark Anthony Kay into it. He plays the feet of Wood, top of the box, but good step there by Lowe, and then he steers it around a couple Revs and triggers a counter attack. And McGlynn skipping forward, make that Gazdag. Now Carranza, centering pass covered to the near post by the Revs keeper Jackson. Halfway through the 5 minutes, and then he bowls out and hits Kay in the heels, but Kay gets it back to Spalding. The Revs keep it rolling. Revs with the ball. Bo switches it. We'll pause 10 seconds now for station identification.
Copyright UEFA 2023, all rights reserved.
Possession. 2 minutes of stoppage time to go in the first half. Long-range shot. Ooh! Turned around the post by Blake. That was on frame. Shanka, we know he can hit it from outside the box. That was a skipper along the grass. First big chance for the Revs in probably a half an hour.
And this is where him and Noel Buck can really try and get at this Union side. As they drop deep and they're comfortable trying to protect this lead, there's going to be space in the midfield. Take shots from deep low into the far post is one of Andre Blake's weaknesses. Just got to continue to make contact.
Bo's out swinging ball, headed down and saved at the line by Blake. It wasn't a hard header. It was a bouncer from Bobby Wood. He put it on target, which is better than he did a couple weeks ago when he had a couple of chances in front of goal. But that was never going to beat a goalkeeper like Andre Blake. Great ball in.
Great ball in and good movement from Bobby Wood. The Union, horrible defending there. Just allowing him all that space in between Jack Elliott and Kai Wagner, untouched. But just you have to do a better job in that situation to guide it to a corner.
Final 30 seconds or so of this first half, which the Revs can't wait to see come to an end. Lowe lost it forward, back the other way by Romney. Lowe picks it up. He's been active playing for Glesnes. Now on the turn, Carranza. Wide to Bedoya. Harriel, as Philly will just play keep away for these final seconds of the first half. That will see them go into the break with a 3-goal lead. The Revs come a little bit unglued in that first half. Game one of this best-of-3 playoff series not going according to plan from a New England perspective. We'll step out for a few minutes and be back with the Ace Ticket Halftime Report after this.
Today is the day to take power forward in a sustainable way, because today Gillette Stadium is powered by renewable energy. Just like the Revolution, with Enel as their official energy partner, you can power your business, vehicles, and cities with clean energy. Together, let's create a greater power. A power that generates new opportunities from sustainable solutions to deliver benefits for your business and your community. Open power for a brighter future. Discover Enel at enelnorthamerica.com/Gillette Stadium.
The New England Revolution are back on the pitch. And this season, you can be in the stands to experience it all live. Score great seats for every match from Ticketmaster, the official ticketing partner of the New England Revolution, and you won't miss a single epic moment. And rest assured, if your plans change, Ticketmaster has you covered. You can securely sell your seats to other fans with just a few taps. Get tickets now at Ticketmaster.com/revolution.
United Healthcare offers coverage plans for all ages and budgets. So even if you're
25, 72,
and if you're
hunting for a job,
newly retired,
a mom of 4,
United Healthcare has low to no cost options designed to fit the budgets and needs of just about everyone. So access to care may be closer than you think. Learn more at UHC.com. United Healthcare is proud to help the New England Revolution defend the fort.
Hey, Revolution fans, Ace Ticket is the official ticket partner of your New England Revolution. At Ace Ticket, you'll get the best seats at the lowest prices for all New England events. At Ace, you'll never have to worry. All Ace tickets come with a 200% guarantee. It's so easy to get the tickets you want and the service you deserve. Since 1979, Ace is the place. So when you need tickets for the Revs, Boston Celtics, Bruins, Red Sox, or any show or big concert, check out aceticket.com or call 1-800-MY-SEATS.
Halftime is brought to you by Ace Ticket, where New England fans go for tickets to all their favorite events. Visit aceticket.com.
Back with the Ace Ticket Halftime Report. 3-0, the Philadelphia lead the New England Revolution in Game 1 of a best-of-3 playoff series in the first round of the Audi MLS Cup playoffs. First time in 2 years the Revs have been in the postseason, and is not going very well down in Chester, PA, if you're a Revs fan. And that's an understatement. I think Charlie will support that. Where do you begin? In the 19th minute, the Revs concede a penalty. Jacob Jackson, the young goalkeeper, coming off his line, making ill-advised challenge on Julian Carranza, and Daniel Gazdag buried the penalty. They give up 2 more goals, but also significant was the exit of the captain, Carlos Heel, in the 22nd minute after a clash of knees with Mikel Ua 5 minutes earlier. He's off the field. The Revs a little bit off the rails now. Here are your first half stats. Expected goals, well, the discrepancy, not a surprise. 2.14 to the Union, 0.35 for the Revs. Surprised to see the big chances are 3-0. That's according to Opta and Pressbox Live. But given they hit the crossbar and had that forced a good save at the end, you'd think that at least one of those would be a big chance. But shots on target are 4-3 in favor of Philly. Shots an even 7-7. The Revs actually had 53% of the possession and had more accurate passing, 92 to 88%. They won 57% of the duels. Philly committed 8 fouls to the Revs 3, but the Revs are the ones getting all the yellow cards. Wood, Farrell, and Shankalai all in the referee's little book. Charlie, looking at the big chances, we talked about it. In the 10th minute, Buck with the volley off the crossbar, and then the rebound to DeJuan Jones off the crossbar. Shankalai's cross missed by an open bow. He did have a defender between him and the ball, but he didn't make any contact. What do you think of the first half, besides it being a disaster for the Revs?
All right. Besides an F5 tornado coming through the first half of the Revs, I don't even want to talk about the positives because they're irrelevant. You had positives for 10 minutes, and then ultimately the game is 90 minutes. So if you're going to judge the first 45 minutes, it doesn't get worse. It's atrocious. You have a young goalkeeper coming in who's making countless mistakes. You have your best player coming off injured, and the team just absolutely unraveled. Foolish yellow cards, foolish fouls, and you're getting absolutely punished. You're playing against one of the best home teams in the league, a team that is kind of rallying around each other as they're I guess giving this last term called the last dance. This is the last run of the playoffs with this particular group, given the experience that they've had over the past couple of seasons, and you're feeding into that. So now it's 3-0. You just come out and have a respectable second half. Don't expect anything. Come out with the right intensity, the right mentality. If you lose 3-0, you didn't concede in the second half, that's a win. You got to already focus on the next game, but no mistakes and no red cards.
All right, we'll be back with a look around the MLS Cup playoffs, Charlie's NL Power Play of the Match, and more as the Ace Ticket Halftime Show continues after this.
Hey, Revolution fans, Ace Ticket is the official ticket partner of your New England Revolution. At Ace Ticket, you'll get the best seats at the lowest prices for all New England events. At Ace, you'll never have to worry. All Ace tickets come with a 200% guarantee. It's so easy to get the tickets you want and the service you deserve. Since 1979, Ace is the place. So when you need tickets for the Revs, Boston Celtics, Bruins, Red Sox, or any show or big concert, check out aceticket.com or call 1-800-MY-SEATS.
Today is the day to take power forward in a sustainable way, because today Gillette Stadium is powered by renewable energy. Just like the Revolution, with Enel as their official energy partner, you can power your business, vehicles, and cities with clean energy. Together, let's create a greater power. A power that generates new opportunities from sustainable solutions to deliver benefits for your business and your community. Open power for a brighter future. Discover Enel at enelnorthamerica.com/Gillette Stadium.
Get in on the action with DraftKings Sportsbook, the official sports betting partner of Foxwoods. DraftKings Sportsbook is open daily, located by the Great Cedar Casino at Foxwoods Resort Casino. Place bets at DraftKings Sportsbook or check out our betting kiosks throughout the resort. Enjoy delicious stadium-style food and beverage offerings while watching your favorite games on our 2-story video wall. Visit DraftKings Sportsbook at Foxwoods now to experience all it has to offer. Visit foxwoods.com to learn more. 21 and over, Connecticut only. Help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org.
There's nothing quite like New England Revolution soccer. And this season, you can be there live to cheer them on. As the official ticketing partner of the New England Revolution, Ticketmaster has you covered with the largest selection of seats for any budget. Grab great seats for every match at Ticketmaster.com/revolution. This is the halftime report on Rock 92.9.
Ace Ticket halftime report. The report is that the Revs trail 3-0 in Chester, PA. Subaru Park. Brad and Charlie back with you. Charlie, hard to even know where to begin here, but time for your NL Power Play of the match. NL official energy partner of the Revs. What do the Revs need to do?
Well, now it's just being extremely efficient in when you're winning the ball, that diagonal long to Gustavo Bo or to Bobby Wood to put them into the channel and hope that they can come up with that moment in a 1v1 situation. Because right now you're just trying to chip away, claw back into the game. And if you can get a goal within the first 10 minutes of this second half, then you're going to start to put some doubt into the Union. Hey, can we keep this lead? Are they in it? Are they still coming? Or are they going to just concede this game? And then you take it minute by minute. Just try and get. If you can make it 3-2, you're going to get them to sweat. And this game is not out of hand. They will give you opportunities, but at the same time, you can't concede. If the Union score 1, it's game over. Sayonara, and you're already packing your bags, waiting for a week and a half. For the next game in this series.
Goals from Gazdag and Harriel for Philly, who lead 3-0. Later tonight, LAFC and Vancouver. LAFC, one of the two favorites in the West. Some other game ones in the first round tomorrow. Houston, Salt Lake. Cincinnati against the Red Bulls. St. Louis against Sporting Kansas City. And then Monday, Orlando, Nashville, and Seattle versus Dallas. All of those can be seen on Apple TV. Charlie, any games in particular you're focusing in on there?
To be honest, it's one of those things where in this new format, you're kind of not sure what to expect of anything. But Red Bulls could be intriguing because they're coming in with a whole lot of confidence, beating Charlotte to get into the playoffs. The way that they ended the season. They're a dangerous team. And Cincinnati, yeah, they're the 1 seed. But if there's ever a chance for an upset, I think Red Bulls
and
are going to be a
Cincinnati
difficult
have kind of sloughed
test.
into the playoffs, too.
Yes.
They have not been as strong the last few weeks.
But you also have in the Western Conference St. Louis and Sporting Kansas City.
That's a good one to look at, too, the cross-Missouri rivals there. Save up to 34% off of box office prices with the Revolution Pay As We Play playoff package. It guarantees the same great seat to every home playoff match. Call 1-877-GET-REVS or go to the Revolution website for information. All right, 3-0 Philly. Second half coming up. Stay right there.
The New England Revolution are back on the pitch. And this season, you can be in the stands to experience it all live. Score great seats for every match from Ticketmaster, the official ticketing partner of the New England Revolution, and you won't miss a single epic moment. And rest assured, if your plans change, Ticketmaster has you covered. You can securely sell your seats to other fans with just a few taps. Get tickets now at Ticketmaster.com/revolution.
United Healthcare offers coverage plans for all ages and budgets. So even if you're
25,
72,
and if you're
hunting for a job,
newly retired,
a mom of 4,
United Healthcare has low to no cost options designed to fit the budgets and needs of just about everyone. So access to care may be closer than you think. Learn more at UHC.com. United Healthcare is proud to help the New England Revolution defend the fort.
Revolution Soccer is brought to you by Ace Ticket, where New England fans go for tickets to all their favorite events. Visit aceticket.com.
Today is the day to take power forward in a sustainable way because today Gillette Stadium is powered by renewable energy. Just like the Revolution, with Enel as their official energy partner, you can power your business, vehicles, and cities with clean energy. Together, let's create a greater power. A power that generates new opportunities from sustainable solutions to deliver benefits for your business and your community. Open power for a brighter future. Discover Enel at enelnorthamerica.com/Gillette Stadium.
Get in on the action with DraftKings Sportsbook, the official sports betting partner of Foxwoods. DraftKings Sportsbook is open daily, located by the Great Cedar Casino at Foxwoods Resort Casino. Place bets at DraftKings Sportsbook or check out our betting kiosks throughout the resort. Enjoy delicious stadium-style food and beverage offerings while watching your favorite games on our 2-story video wall. Visit DraftKings Sportsbook at Foxwoods now to experience all it has to offer. Visit foxwoods.com to learn more. 21 and over, Connecticut only. Help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org.
Back and just about set for the second half at Subaru Park in Chester, Pennsylvania. Game 1 of the MLS Cup playoffs. The Revs in a deep hole down 3-0 to their rivals, the Philadelphia Union, and they've lost their captain for the rest of the evening. Carlos Gil withdrawn after the 22nd minute for what's being officially termed right now a right leg injury after a coming together with Mikael Ua. Revs social media seemed to suggest they thought it was an unfair tackle. There was no booking given, and Carlos had a word for the fourth official as he limped off the field. And you just hope from a New England perspective and a neutral perspective that the Revs maestro is fit to go to Game 2, which will be played on November 8th at Gillette Stadium. Regardless of how this ends, the Revs are still very much in the series because it's best of 3. The Revs have been excellent at home. Again, November 8th, 7 p.m. start. We'll have the action for you on the Revolution Radio Network, but call 1-877-GET-REVS or go to revolutionsoccer.net to get your playoff tickets. Of immediate concern to the Revs is how to try to come back here, down 3. And 2 of the big 3 for the Union, Gazdag and Ua, have already scored. And Andre Blake's ridden his luck at the other end a little bit, but also made a couple of good saves, particularly the one on Tomas Shanka, who will shoot from anywhere with power and limited back lift. Has tested the Jamaica international keeper. Will be Philly and Navy Blue attacking towards the river end. And they're vociferous Dupe fans, the Sons of Ben and friends, and the Revs in white defending that side of the stadium. Off the kickoff, it goes to Damian Lowe. His father, Onandi, also a Jamaica international, played for Kansas City. And it's Philly on the attack. Gazdag to Carranza, who takes a long shot, didn't miss by much. It kept rising, went over the goal. Jackson was flying, but never made contact with the ball. Will be a Revs goal kick.
And you could see Matt Polster trying to get there late. He kind of swings his leg, and Carranza just drives it from distance. Has Jackson beat if it's on target.
And the Revs made another attacking substitution at the half. Mark-Anthony Kaye off, Giacomo Vrioni on the field now. 6 goals, but it's been a minute since we've seen Giacomo amongst the goals. 4 game winners, tying Gustavo Bo for the lead in the regular season in that category. New England has it. Wide left, it's Bo trying to put a move on, but Harriel just takes it off him, starts out the other way. Harriel, already with a goal in this game, plays it centrally. Gazdag squares it. Now Martinez trying to put the moves on. That's not his game. Farrell intercepts, and the Revs have it back. Now here's Wood. Shankalai has moved to the right side, but Lowe, who's playing as well as we've seen him do in MLS, takes the ball away.
And now with this new formation, it's going to look like Bobby Wood and Vrioni will partner together up top as strikers, and Gustavo Bo playing underneath. And I think that's the best way to try and find some space for Gustavo Bo, because you have 2 strikers who are trying to run and create more space underneath for Gustavo Bo.
Revs give the ball away. Ua has it on the far left side. Gets wrapped up by Jones, who peels the ball off of him, and New England has it at the back. Good job by Dewan. Farrell, laid off by Vrioni. Possession rescued by Dewan, and then he squares it back to Dave Romney, the governor.
And now Matt Polster and Noel Buck are the 2 kind of sitting midfielders. You can allow Polster just to be the lone defensive midfielder and then push Buck and Shankalai higher up the pitch.
Shankalai's in the center circle now. He goes back to Romney, and then a heavy touch by Buck. Not a great play there by the England U19 international. McGlynn, his angled ball, finds Bedoya. Philly approaching the attacking third, now entering it, but then a heavy touch by Carranza cedes possession back to New England. Spalding, Polster, now Romney again.
Polster's played 3 consecutive passes backwards, and he's just got to be able to position himself so he can move forward and not backwards or sideways. It's just a bad habit he needs to break.
Revs trying to build up, but Bo has his pass intercepted by Lowe. Charlie, you have a weekly message for us.
I do.
And now's not a bad time to do it.
The Revolution are now accepting deposits for 2024 season memberships. A season membership is the only way to guarantee you get the best seats to the biggest matches against the biggest opponents. Visit revolutionsoccer.net to learn more.
Revs with possession, down 3. Buck square for Jones in the channel. He goes down the wing for Giacomo Vrioni. 6 goals, as I said, another 3 in Leagues Cup, all those in one game. Now Buck head up, edge of the attacking zone. Polster pushes it wide right to Jones. Low cross in. It drops in the area. Lowe jousting with Wood. Lowe heads it back to his compatriot and teammate Andre Blake. And the Jamaican makes the grab. Wagner plays it forward. Good ball. But it's intercepted by the Revs. Good tackle, one there by Polster. Now turning through midfield, Gustavo Bo. Spalding. Again, the format in just a first round. Best of 3. Conference semifinals, conference finals, and MLS Cup. Single elimination matches played with extra time and penalty shootouts if necessary. Philly wins the ball at the back, plays it out to midfield. Carranza through the center circle, over the halfway stripe. Has a runner, it's Gazdag, but Carranza waits it wide left to Ua. As the Revs get back into their defensive shape. Long range shot into the river end, well off target, goal kick to New England.
And what these long range shots are telling me is the Union went into the locker room at halftime and said, shoot on this keeper. He is going to give us a goal. That's how Jacob Jackson has looked in this first half of this match. So, again, it's one of those things where that's fine for now. Allow them to keep doing it. You just have to continue to find those spots and the gaps that the Union are giving you.
Whistle is for a foul on Buck by the doggedly determined Alejandro Bedoya. Even at 36, he still gets stuck in, Charlie.
He does.
His character has not changed.
No.
Spalding inside to Knoll. Gets clipped again. This time it's Gazdag committing the foul. And the Revs are a little frustrated. They think this is a tactic by Jim Curtin's team. New England with possession on halfway. Shankalai wide to Jones. Knifes inside in the attacking half of the field on the dribble. Pushes it wide. Polster hugging the touchline like a winger. Shankalai curls it centrally. Bo gets it down on the floor. Buck with the left foot. Angles wide. Spalding running at the defense against Harriel. Plays it far post. That was a bit of a testing cross from Ryan Spalding, forcing Wagner to turn it behind with the header. Revs get their 3rd corner kick of the night.
And we haven't seen this too much from Spalding. Just attack. Have nothing to lose. You're down 3-0. Just go for it right now. Take those risks. And he does. Whips the ball across the back post. It's actually a good ball and earns the Revs a corner kick.
Spalding, the former Revs 2 and Tampa Bay man. Outswinging ball from Shankalai. It bounces in the area, but it's taken down by Gazdag. But one back for New England by Shanka. Centering pass. Then the header by Polster. Buck tried to volley it. Second chance at it. He curled it, and it was deflected by Elliott of Philadelphia. The Revs have another corner kick. It wasn't pretty, but it does yield another set piece.
And these corners are extremely important at this stage in the game. Just try and find a teammate, in the box, keep it away from Andre Blake, and if there's a rebound, just keep it on goal.
Gustavo Bo, 5 goals, 2 assists in 8 regular season games in his career against Philly, delivers the corner right into the mixer. Strong punch away by Andre Blake. The Revs have it at the edge of the attacking area. Back in by Jones, but he floats it into the goal mouth where Andre takes it down with 2 sure hands and bowls out for Martinez. Head manning a bit of a counter here down the right side. Philly down numbers, but with the ball inside it goes. Farrell steps in for New England, wins the ball back. Field is a little bit open now, Charlie. Can the Revs exploit this?
They need to. It is get open because you can see the Union are keeping 5 at home, the back 4 and a defensive midfielder. So as Jose Martinez ventures forward, Bedoya fills in for his spot, and then they allow the rest of the team to go forward. So the midfield's wide open. Now if you have a Carlos Gil, that's where you can dictate the tempo in the game, and unfortunately 3-0 it's tough to come back from.
Bo wheels at the top of the area, a little spinorama, and then his cross nowhere near its intended target. I believe it was Shankali at the far post. Shanka looks frustrated with his fellow Argentine. It will be a goal kick. Santander is the official bank of the New England Revolution, who trail 3-0 just south of Philly along the banks of the Delaware. Subaru Park in Chester with Carlos Gil out with a right leg injury sustained in the first half of this game. Will he return for match 2 in a week and a half, Wednesday the 8th in Foxborough? The Revs win it but can't keep it. Harriel drives it forward through everybody, and that forces the keeper, Jacob Jackson, out of his area, and he'll start things through Romney at the back for the Revs. Again, these teams with identical records in the regular season. Tiebreakers went to the Union. That's why they have home field advantage. And at tonight's venue, Subaru Park, the Union lead the Revs with a 12-4-3 all-time record. But again, New England won the one prior playoff game, and they're on the attack here, down by 3 goals. Spalding wide. Bo on the left again, lines up a right-footed cross, goes square instead to Shankali. Edge of the attacking third. Shankali turns to face. Left-footed curling cross all the way through the area. It will find Jones in the corner against McGlynn. Dewan uses the sole of the foot, goes backwards, and then the cross comes in. Bo ranging, winning it, gets it back. Has sight of goal, left-footed shot, blocked, running onto it, Shankali. McGlynn tried to clear, but it's taken over by Polster. The Revs putting on some pressure here. Now Spalding into the area. Oh, that was sort of a cross shot. There were 3 runners, didn't find any of them, and it didn't find the target either, and he limps away, took a little bit of a hit as he released it.
But it's been a great spell from the New England Revolution the past 5 minutes. They're putting pressure on the Union, and they're using their outside backs. Spalding whips a ball in. Vrioni's just got to anticipate that. It's a tough ball, but to give himself a chance, if he can anticipate it and just get there, you just got to get a darting run to the near post. So any flick is a potential goal in that situation.
Told you about Jacob Glesnes and Brandon Bai. Also, of course, Dylan Barrero out for the year with a season-ending left knee injury. Ian Hark still out with the throat injury. There's officially a head injury. Tico Rivera has a right knee, kept him out. Jack Panayiotou with the U.S. U22s and had an assist against Guatemala a couple nights ago. Looked good. Good to see Jack getting those call-ups, but he is not available for New England. Last time the Revs won away to Philadelphia was September 3rd, 2021. 1-0 the final that night. 3-0 the score here, 57th minute. The Revs trying to move down the left side. Spalding still hobbled. Couldn't keep it in. Throwing right between the 2 bench areas for the Union. On the turn, Gazdag, the Hungarian, down the right side, close control, played it behind Bedoya though. Romney won the ball, and somehow the Revs keep it going. Oh, nice little move there by Shankali around Kai Wagner, sprinting on the dribble, and then he took a shot with Blake in the goal mouth. There are 2 runners, Wood, Vrioni trailing him, and a little bit of frustration, but Vrioni at this stage, he's just trying to keep the body language positive. You have to say, Shanka's done so much good work in the last 6-7 weeks, even as the Revs have struggled mightily. Nobody's going to turn and give him a hard time.
No, but it's just unfortunate to take a shot in that situation. You've done all the hard work to put yourself into the attacking third, and just to let it go that way, it's disappointing, and kind of sums up what we've seen from the Revs this match.
They're pressing here to try to win it. Lowe went down. I think he might have gotten bundled by Vrioni, but the ref keeps him playing. Jack Elliott, he floats it wide, and to no one in particular will be a throw-in for New England at the back.
Find out what channel your team is playing on by going to SiriusXM.com/sports.
So the Revs disappointingly lost to NYCFC on penalties after a 23-day layoff. This time they'll welcome a layoff because Carlos Heel, they'll hope, will have time to heal. New England has the ball now, trailing by 3. Jones on the right side, gets it back from Shankalai. Dewan, U.S. international. Shanka, a star for Argentina at the youth international level. Now Gustavo Bo, long-range shot, going to his right. Blake makes the save. He's never going to be beaten from that distance by that shot at the near post, but it had some power behind it, and it's just a bit of a tester.
Yeah, and Gustavo Bo, from that distance, he sees how much space he has in front of him, because the Union are fine giving the Revolution that amount of space between their midfield and the back line, because they're just collapsing into their own box. So you might as well have a go from there. They're saying you're not going to beat our keeper from that distance. He's arguably the best keeper in the league right now. So if you beat him from there, good luck.
Revs have it again. Bobby Wood to Vrioni, the Albania international. He's tripped up by Harriel. Again, the winner of this series plays the winner of the Red Bull Cincinnati series. That's weeks away.
Weeks.
We'll all have gained a couple pounds from Thanksgiving by then. Hopefully. Revs with the ball off the free kick. Polster. Farrell. Romney now Buck. Noel Buck thought about targeting Wood. He goes wide to Spalding. Bobby Wood showing forward again, but Lowe's in close attendance. The Revs just have to keep possession here. Buck this time finds Wood, but Martinez sprints back into position, wins the tackle, and then drives it forward. That's a good play by the Venezuela international. Then Gazdag looks to release Ua. Just couldn't control it on the first touch, but he takes it down. Plays McGlynn. Over an hour played in Chester, PA. Philadelphia with the 3-0 lead over New England. All 3 goals in the first half. McGlynn smoothly pivots away from 2 Revs. Keeps it rolling. Now Gazdag. Bedoya on the right flank. And there's a Union player down. The referee, Pierre-Luc Lozier, is right there. And it's Julian Carranza.
He's holding his hamstring, and he's had some muscular issues at the end of the season. So that's definitely not a good sign for the Union.
Quinn Sullivan set to come on, I believe, and take his place as Carranza's attended to. He's going to get up, get off the field, and we've seen Sullivan play as a midfielder earlier in his career. He's played a bit up top this year as well. 22 appearances this year, 60 in MLS regular season play in his young career. He's only 19 years of age. A lot of promise from Quinn Sullivan. So Carranza, who scored last week, didn't score this week, will be withdrawn. Thoughts on Carranza's night and also Quinn Sullivan as a player?
Well, Carranza did what any striker with the right mindset is supposed to do. Put yourself in good positions, and he wins the penalty kick to set the tone for the Union in this match. And he was busy, nothing spectacular, but just hard work, and got his team and gave his team an advantage in this match.
And Sullivan, part of the wave of homegrowns that have come into the side. He's out there now. As we still have 28 minutes plus stoppage time to go with the Revs down 3-0 again. No aggregate goals, no standing style points. It's just best of 3. So Revs can get blown out in this game and still have a chance to rectify things on Wednesday the 8th at Gillette Stadium in Foxborough, Mass. For tickets to that, call 1-877-GET-REVS. Wide it goes to Wagner, the German, into the channel. Big sprint from Ua, tracked by Farrell in the box. Good play by Andrew. Let it bounce and clears high and wide, but it stays in play. McGlynn waits it wide. Now he plays Gazdag out on the left flank. Central pass to Martinez. Had one big hit on Carlos Heel early in the game, but has mostly been on the ball. A couple of good recoveries, but he's just been ranging and picking up good spots with his team in the lead. He has the ball again. Brioni tries to rush him, but they keep the ball moving, the Union. Low, back to Martinez. Head up, shapes to shoot, does shoot, and skims it just wide. That was a worm burner from 30-plus yards that just kept curving wide of the far post. Jackson, taking no chances, went low, but never had to make a save. It'll be a goal kick.
And again, the Union are up 3-0. They're taking their shots from distance. They're not taking too many risks, although they have thrown numbers forward when they can. 5 players going forward, 5 players defending, so they're opening the midfield up, allowing the Revs to keep the ball if they choose to do so. But the Revs haven't been all that threatening because they have to keep a line of contention in the midfield.
Quinn Sullivan was threatening. He latched on to a pass in the penalty area, but fired his shot off target, and the Revs start with a goal kick on the floor out of the back. Shankalai, heavy touch to give it away. He lost it to Sullivan. Gazdag now across the face of goal, and again, Jackson wasn't sure about that. He went low. Kai Wagner's protesting that there was a touch. I believe that was Wagner's shot, and Jackson plays innocent. It will be a Revolution goal kick again, but all of a sudden, after a spell where the Revs had a lot of the ball and some scoring opportunities, it's been consecutive threats on goal from the Union. Long from Jackson. Second ball picked up by Martinez, who's covering every blade of grass at Subaru Park tonight. Centering pass, it's a good one. Finds Jack McGlynn. Philadelphia with possession. Martinez back to Jack Elliott, the central defender. Wide to the right back, Nathan Harriel. And he got his feet taken by Gustavo Bo just past halfway. Gustavo kind of the sorry not sorry expression there.
Yeah.
The ball was moving on the restart, so the referee will move it back. Clint PA with a lot to think about. Now on the turn, Ua, top of the box, going east-west, gets it inside to Gazdag. He tries to pick out a late run from Bedoya, but he overhits his pass, and it goes behind. Save up to 34% off of box office prices with the Revs pay-as-we-play playoff package. It guarantees the same great seat to every home playoff match. Call 1-877-GET-REVS or go to revolutionsoccer.net as the Revolution win the ball back through Andrew Farrell steps in. Out ball from Wood to Vrioni, who lost his feet against Elliott trying to turn the corner. Philly has the ball back. On the turn now, Gazdag running at the Revs defense. Gets it around Spaulding. Quinn Sullivan across the top of the 18. McGlynn's shot's blocked. Battling for it, Jones. Not cleared by the Revs, though. McGlynn wins it back, and then he steers it over the sideline. The Revs can finally breathe out with a defensive throw-in, but they get the ball back. Still over a quarter of the game to be played in terms of normal time. The Revs have trailed 3-0 since the 37th minute. Gazdag from the penalty spot, Ua and Harriel, the Union goal scorers. The Revs give away possession again, trying to play out of the back. Quinn Sullivan. Gazdag, Bedoya. Long shot. Curls wide.
It's like they're having shooting practice.
Target practice right now, yep.
They're just letting it fly, and for them, there's zero risk in just having a chance shot at goal from that distance because they have the 3-0 lead.
Right, and again, aggregate goals, goal difference means nothing here. If they keep it down at this end of the field, they're happy. So Jackson goes long with it. First touch, won by Wood, then Vrioni. Now here's Bo, 2-on-2. Bo puts on the break, still going. Gustavo Bo weaving run, and he pulls one back for New England. Tremendous individual effort by Gustavo Bo, who scored 2 against the Union last week, and now has 1 for the Revs, who have cut the deficit to 2.
That was some nifty hips from Gustavo Bo. A little bit of salsa merengue there. He gets on the ball. As the New England Revolution win that long ball, and it's just Vrioni who actually wins the challenge. It's 1v2, and just Gustavo Bo gives the Union the business here. Jack Elliott cuts him, and then cuts Harriel onto his left foot and roofs it. All Andre Blake can do is just watch it soar over his right shoulder. Incredible 1v1 opportunity there from Gustavo Bo. Well taken, 3-1. Now, even if the Revs don't get a result tonight, that's big for his confidence in the next match.
Well, now Bedoya has a look at goal, squares into a dangerous area, but Farrell's there to win it for the re-energized Revs. Bo, in his 100th MLS appearance for the Revs, had 2 goals against Philly last week. And as I said, he has 5 goals in the regular season in 8 games against Philly, who he likes playing against. And now Shankali and Martinez have a word after a bit of a tangle. Shankali stays calm. I think Martinez, who took a little bit of a shot to the thigh,
Shankali has to stay calm.
Right, he's on a yellow card.
He took a foolish yellow in the first half.
Bo came in 5th in club history with 50 goals in all competitions. And he now has 4 goals in 7 postseason appearances for the Revs, Gustavo Bo.
And what's happening here is Shankali just runs into Jose Martinez, and Martinez says, you left a little bit in there. You weren't getting to that ball, and I took offense to it. And that's part of who he is. He's the
He takes
the guy
offense for a living.
Yes. I mean,
part of his defense is taking offense.
Yeah. He gives that Union midfield a lot of bite.
3-1 now. 70 minutes played in Chester. Revs trailing by 2. Inside it goes. Martinez uncorks a long-range shot, blocked by the Revs. Bounces inside for Bedoya. Martinez pushes it wide. Curling ball in, punched away by Jacob Jackson. It's a long punch away. Martinez latches onto it, takes a joust there from Shankali, who then body checks him, walks over him, and then turns around. Sportsman-like gesture from both. And Martinez with a wry smile, and Shankali just impassive. Well, there's a little bit of an elbow there. Shanka got one on there on Martinez, but the referee's going to say it was a fair shoulder charge, and the Revs have the goal kick.
Just you got to be careful from Shankali there, and both of them are teetering on the edge.
Vrioni got it, manages to get it to Wood, back to Buck, who didn't make the run. Bo would make it. It was frustrated because it looked like
because the space is there.
The space is there. I could see what he was trying to do.
Yeah.
And so Philly has the ball back.
And if Feldman can see it,
oh come
you
on!
Know
No, don't even.
I had to.
Don't even. You never seen me. You never seen me. You can't say that.
Hey, I've seen you on the pitch.
On the pitch?
Yeah.
You have?
I have.
I'm sorry. 72nd minute, 3-1 Philadelphia. Big switch of play, left to right, finds Harriel. Martinez. He floats it on the angle all the way across. Cut back inside nicely for Ua. He takes a look, takes a shot. I think it came off of his teammate Gazdag, or was it blocked by Romney? No, it came off of Gazdag. Goal kick to New England.
But I think from the Revolution's perspective, at least for this second half, you can see right here, Gazdag shot comes off his own player. I mean, the Union shot comes off his own player. But this is a positive second half, given how bad the first half was. Right?
Playing down that right for the moment. Boateng. Lofted in towards Bobby Wood! Save from Blake onto the woodwork! And might that have been the chance for New England to get back into this one? Denied by the goalkeeper of the year. Bo. And another chance for Leone through the area. Boateng on the volley with Lowe in the way. Offside flag gone up on the far side. What a chance for Bobby Wood to give themselves a quarter of an hour to complete the comeback.
Well, and what a save this is from Andre Blake. Boateng with just time and space and just picks out the run. But my goodness, Blake just gets himself set and then pushes off. And what a big hand that is, just to push it in to the top bar and keep it out of the back of the net. What a save that is. Because as you said, that could change the complexity of this game completely, Chris, if they would have found the back of the net. And this was always a challenge. We've talked about it throughout this half. We talked about it at the end of the first half, is Philadelphia with the big lead, not falling asleep, continuing to be ruthless, finding their moments when to stay touch tight defensively, but also finish their chances. Well, they've had a lot on the other end. They haven't made the most out of them, and then they fall asleep. And Boateng, who's just come on, too easy to be able to serve that ball into the mix, unmarked. But Blake doing what he does best, keep it out of the back of the net, and this one stays 3-1.
Double change now happening for Philadelphia as a response. McGlynn, Uwa off. Flock, Chris Donovan on. Flock more of the defensive-minded option in that midfield. Himself has also been dealing with a sports hernia, as Jacob Glesnes is as well. Comes in as that shuttler at midfield. Spalding able to win it back for New England. They continue to apply the pressure here. Bo popping it down the line. Low. Able to get rid and into Bedoya. Just wonder if there might be something in it here for New England, but Philly going to try and find their response. Sullivan will emerge away from Romney towards a crossing position. It's a decent delivery, but over the head there of Flock. Wagner off the chest from Gazdag. Offside flag gone up against him as Martinez struck, and it went wide anyway.
Well, that intensity from Philadelphia is the exact response after just conceding that opportunity. Big save from Blake. Now they go down the other side with the substitutions and start to push the pace a little bit more. But it's going to be about managing these last 15 minutes or so for Philadelphia, taking the sting out of the game at times, not allowing New England to try to get another attempt on goal, get one back. Be smart with their positioning and the possession. And then if you're New England, you've got to find your front runners as quickly as possible and draw a foul in the central area and have an opportunity off of a set piece here.
Which Bo will take quickly. Make a run towards that area. Jones. Nacho Gil. Little nutmeg there on Martinez, but Wagner was covering. Skill there from the Gil brothers. So first half nutmeg from Carlos. Nacho with the flair in the second. Bedoya. And Sullivan. Gazdag will get there. Donovan making a run towards the near post. Martinez. More shouts for shoot. Martinez obliges, and it's third or fourth time he's had to go. They've all dragged to the left of goal.
Yeah, and it would be better served. Just keep the ball moving. Get it to the wide area. Start to move it around. Those are the moments that we're talking about. Take the sting out of the game. Better decision-making for the Philadelphia Union. Yes, you want to continue to hunt, get numbers around the box, try to score another goal, but not with allowing New England just to win the ball back, put it up into the mix, and try to create chances with more numbers going forward and fresh legs that have just come onto this game for New England.
A lovely evening in Philadelphia. Union were comfortably in control. Still disappointed by the 2 goals. New England have found something here in this second half. They show they've not yet given up in this series and in this game. Still a long way to go. A home game to come.
Well, we are seeing Boateng, who typically takes up one of those winger roles and get forward on the wide areas, is in more of a central role for the New England Revolution. And he's been a bright spot since he's come in, getting on the ball, being that outlet pass to be able to break out. Does have the pace, the ability on the ball to be that between guy that can get on the ball, but then also influence the attack. Link play.
Bedoya took up a good position, tries the cutback. It's off of Polster. Tries to get rid. His attempted clearance took a deflection off Bedoya and came kindly there for Jackson. He was in a spot of bother. Vrioni will hold it, head of Elliott. Got the touch on the ball, but too much contact in the judgment of the referee. Farrell. Chris Donovan has certainly brought the fresh legs to continue to press. Hopefully first touch there from Boateng. Bo. Wood into Nacho Gil. Poked in behind for Gustavo Bo. His cutback is flashed across the face of goal and clear there from Harriel. And now it's 3v3 on the break. Sullivan in towards Donovan. New England getting some numbers back. Donovan slowly approaching the area. It's pouring towards Gazdag and given away. Good low drain ball there from Bo. To create the danger, but no one on the back post. Bo. Cut towards Boateng. And helped on for Nacho Gil. Now on this left, running it Harriel. Wood and Boateng ran into each other.
Well, and just as I was going to say, that's what they need more of. Boateng on the ball, connecting the lines.
Only 4 running back here for New England. They look exhausted. Gazdag barreling down on goal. Gazdag is unable to keep that one down. Philly will want to fully put this one to bed, but they haven't just yet.
Well, everything in the way of goals came so easily for Philadelphia in the first half, but just missed opportunities time and time again in the second one. And if there's something that they're going to be disappointed with in this game, it'll be so many chances in this second half to even put this game out of more reach for New England. Continue to pull them wide, continue to have some suspect decision-making in the final third. If we're going to see a foul on Bedoya on this near side.
Absolutely came barreling through. Spalding there, who will now come off, will be Christian Makoun, the final change. Joined midway through last season from Charlotte. First 2 years of his MLS career with Inter Miami. This is part of their expansion build. Worth noting, with Makoun coming on at that left back position, Brandon Bai is certainly a big miss for this New England team. Would have been playing at right back with Jones at left back. 2 of the most productive fullbacks in Major League Soccer in terms of providing goals and assists.
Well, you and I were speaking off air as well. Barrero, if he was healthy,
yes,
how different this team would look, the depth that they would have. I mean, you wonder if they would pick up in those moments if you still have Barrero, Chunkalai, but the ability to be able to have the versatility in those positions, change your formation, looks very different for New England if they have those players healthy.
Makoun down the line. It's a poor ball on the way for a throw. The Audi 2023 MLS Cup playoffs continue later today. It all leads up to MLS Cup, December 9th on MLS Season Pass. And again, more playoff action to come later tonight on Apple TV. LAFC home with Vancouver Whitecaps. Again, these are best of 3 round 1 series. Philadelphia on the brink of going up by a game to nothing. Bo driving forward. Jones. Nacho Gil, line for Makoun. And loft that cross in, Vrioni flying at it. Will come to Dewan Jones. Back in towards Polster, just couldn't control it. Now another break is on, and now it really looks like Philadelphia have the numerical advantage. Jones at full stretch to get back. Right, just slowing down that little bit. Bedoya. See the exertion it's been for New England. This might sound absurd, but you wonder how much the heat is playing a factor.
Oh, I think it's playing a big factor. I mean, you and I are hot up here. We're not even running around.
Well, I'm sure New England and Philadelphia have been training in largely cold weather for the last month. All of a sudden, it's an 80-degree day.
But also how much this game has gotten stretched. Both of these teams.
Sullivan into the area. Low cutback is in towards Donovan at the near post. Just couldn't get something on it. Nathan Harriel stayed down behind the play. Vrioni and Jose Martinez becoming well acquainted away from the ball. And now, a bit of a shoving match here. Nacho Gil not having it with Jose Martinez. It was a late challenge behind the play on Harriel. Advantage was given. But Martinez took exception to the challenge. It was from Giacomo Vrioni. Now, looks like the yellow cards are going to start to be handed out. No surprise it's Martinez who has his name taken. 11 yellow cards in the regular season.
Neither team wants to be involved in this type of situation. For Philadelphia, don't want to lose any players. You're up 3-1 at home. Have some momentum going into the second game of this series, and it's just the late challenge. Harriel releases it. Vrioni. We've seen a few of these throughout this game. The frustration, particularly from New England being down. No attempt to play the ball. See both of those players, Martinez and Vrioni, having a little talking to one another. And then for New England, down away from home, don't want to lose any players going into the second game either. Have to find a way to win that one at home, keep themselves in this series. There's no sense in getting into one another's faces and creating these sort of issues this late in the game.
Vrioni also picking up a yellow for the initial challenge. Surprised that he's a free kick all the way from back here. The referee is holding play. And now, after a check, referee will wait for play to continue, perhaps for the lateness of the challenge. Now again, more issues away from the ball. Looks like Wagner, the latest, to not be pleased, particularly with Vrioni, for the lateness of the challenge. The referee is going to have to get this sorted. More players having a go, including Wagner. Polster, the man who's at the middle of all the conversations, in the center of the park. And besides, going to become even more well acquainted in 11 days time. You were telling me before the game, if you played a team 4 times in 3 weeks, you'd be like, get away from me.
Yeah, I don't want to see you again.
I've seen enough of you.
I know, exactly. You don't want to see, I mean, two back-to-back is enough. One last week at Gillette Stadium, this one here at Subaru Park, and you can see how much this game means to both of these teams. But frustration certainly has set in, and we saw that even at the end of the first half for New England. Just really about seeing this game out.
Offside flag up against Bedoya. All that stoppage, you wonder how much will be added on at the end of the game. Marcos de Oliveira is our 4th official. Jim Curtin, though, just wants to see this game end with a victory.
Yeah, victory, healthy players, and no red cards. Nobody is being sent off, particularly Martinez, just getting him back after yellow card accumulation.
Elliott winning it back after Wood couldn't control it. So that save from Blake onto the woodwork, the defining moment in the game. It's only 5 minutes. Free kick given there. Gazdag felled. It's almost 5 minutes just in that separation after the Brioni challenge alone.
And I'm seeing Clint PA, and I think he's asking the same questions as well. How could it only be 5 minutes? We've had so many stoppages in play, lack of rhythm at times in this second half. This one here is Jack Elliott's going to stand over it included.
Sullivan, very bright since coming on, trying to poke it beyond in towards Bedoya. Just had a stretch there and couldn't control his poked pass. Free wants the goal kicker retaken after his moving. A loose pass there from Polster. Jones wasn't onto it quickly enough, and Flock poking away for a throw.
And we've seen a few of those from Polster, which is really uncharacteristic from him in that position, in that deep-lying midfield role, and usually the one that's connecting the passes, allowing for the build-up and the attack to get going.
He was the experimental player in Clint PA's idea of trying to play with inverted fullbacks. Started at left back and then would come into midfield in the build-up as Jones trying to cut inside there. It's going to be a free kick. The challenge in there from Wagner. So one last chance in it here for New England to get something from this and then have to score here. We get into last chance saloon. Blake just directing his one-man wall of Flock onto command of his area as Bo, who's been over the set pieces since the injury to Carles Gil in that first half. It was a massive turning point in this game. Bo lofting in, comes glancing through the penalty area. Gazdag trying to get the break started. Just play a nice ball.
Yeah, it's a great ball.
Up to Donovan. Gazdag again on the score sheet today. Now Philadelphia just trying to see out the final minutes of this one. New England will have another chance back at Gillette Stadium, November the 8th. Keep their playoff hopes alive. Chance for Philadelphia to take care of business in 2 games. It's a poor ball there from Blake, and Gustavo Bo is onto it. Now trying to drive beyond Wagner, who had to get that challenge right, and he did. Bo appealing towards the referee by falling over, grabbing at his left leg, but referee determining that challenge was clean.
Well, he's been one of the bright spots in the attack for New England, obviously getting the goal, but also trying to be the one that stays out of it initially to create some of the space, to be the outlet pass. Exactly what New England needs in these situations. We're going to see another foul from Polster, just bringing down Gazdag in that central area.
Fans starting to head for the exits. Seeing the kind of attacking display that they've become used to a season ago. Not too many of this season. And there was only 1 win on the run into the regular season of 8 games. So many draws, frustrating draws, a lot of draws at home. fan base that has sold this stadium out every match this season. Got what they were hoping for tonight. Wagner felt like he was caught late there by Vrioni, who again is on a yellow card. Certainly wouldn't want any late stage injuries if you're Jim Curtin. And there is the full-time whistle. The onslaught in the first half enough to take game one of this best-of-3 series. Gastag, Uwa, and Heriel in the opening stanza. A late effort from Gustavo Bo gave New England a lifeline, but in the end, it finishes in game one of this best-of-3 series. Philadelphia 3, New England 1.
Yeah, huge first half for the Philadelphia Union, getting the 3 goals, really putting this game out of reach for the home team. And New England not going to be happy after losing Carlos Heel. No real ideas into the attack, couldn't get themselves back into the game. And there was one knock on Philadelphia, would be conceding that late goal to Gustavo Bo and the New England Revolution. But exactly where the home team wants to find themselves, up 1 game, headed in with a lot of momentum into that second one.
Let's now get to our moment of the match presented by J.C. Penney. And this was the capper on a fantastic first half performance. Heriel for 3-0.
Yeah, just look at the ball that's served in, and then Heriel just loses the mark. Poor defending from Noel Buck from the New England Revolution, and Heriel just rises above. Just pure desire to find the back of the net. That would put the Philadelphia Union up 3-0 and really put that game out of reach.
And it is your J.C. Penney moment of the match. Kai Wagner an assist on that one as well. Also created the danger for the second goal. First half dominance for Philadelphia. They saw it out in the end of the second half. They would have preferred a clean sheet, but a win is a win in the playoffs. They win game one of this best-of-3. Game 2 in a week and a half's time. It finishes Philly 3, New England 1.
There are trucks, then there's the truck, GMC Sierra. Available with the V8 engine. The Super Cruise hands-free driving experience. And of course, the world's first 6-function multi-pro tailgate. GMC Sierra. Not just any truck, the truck.
How will I know where to start? Striving for more isn't just for the field, it's for life. Know more with RBC Wealth Management.
Lunch?
Yes, please.
That'll be $23.
Your ad says it's free.
It is for our Economy Ultimate passengers who paid extra.
I'll just have water.
Okay, cash or card.
For water? Well, at AT&T, when we offer you our best iPhone deals, we guarantee it. Even on the new iPhone 15 Pro. Check it out, made with titanium.
We do have free movies, with the purchase of headphones.
I'll just use my iPhone.
Only AT&T gives everyone our best deals on any iPhone with any popular plan. Guaranteed. Get iPhone 15 Pro on us.
Philadelphia win game one of the best-of-3, 4 versus 5 in the Eastern Conference half of the MLS Cup playoffs with a 3-1 victory over New England. Let's take you through the full-time highlights of this one. Chris Whittingham alongside Lori Lindsay, and it was a dominant first half for Philadelphia, but it didn't start without New England's opportunities, Lori.
Yeah, it started with Mark-Anthony Kaye finding a little bit of room inside the 18-yard box. I don't think Philadelphia would be happy initially with this defending. A couple opportunities, Buck with the follow-up. That one hits off the top bar, and then Chankalai with the follow-up as well. They weather the storm, Philadelphia Union, and then moments later would create this opportunity. This is something Jim Curtin talked about. Putting Jackson, the young goalkeeper for New England, in these positions. Carranza does well to be proactive, gets the first touch on it, draws the foul, draws the penalty kick, and then Gazdag. We've seen him do this time and time again, step up to the spot. See New England arguing that penalty kick call, but Gazdag stepping up to the spot, tucks this one away, and that would make it 1-0 for the Philadelphia Union.
18 of 18 on the season from the run of play. 11 of 11 in MLS, and now 1 of 1 in the playoffs. Carlos Gil with the successful nutmeg on one, and then Uwa was taking exception to it, put the challenge in, and that resulted in Carlos Gil having to come off with injury. Certainly the big question ahead of game 2 of this series will be, is Gil going to be fit for selection? And then will be Latuna, Wagner again putting pressure on his defense.
Carlos Gil not being the focal point, put this New England team under a ton of pressure, allowed for Philadelphia to overload in those wide areas. That's exactly what Wagner would be. And then Harriel, the other outside back, getting into the action as well, getting on the end of that service. Noah Buck will want that one back. Poor defending from his perspective, but really that goal dominating a first half. That'd be 3-0 headed into the second half.
And then New England would press in the second half, trying to create. Here would be the Bow goal, cutting outside, cutting inside. Fantastic individual effort.
And he was a bright spot, especially with Carlos Gil once again out of the lineup due to injury, and they needed somebody to step up. Well, that was Bow, and then Boateng coming in, making himself and his presence known. But this is a massive save from Blake. Look at him, gets himself set, just pushes off, just needs fingertips, hits that one off the top bar, keeps it out of the back of the net, and that would really preserve this game, because if they would have scored that one, the complexity would have looked a lot different to this game, and New England would have gotten a little bit of a lifeline with that second goal if it wouldn't have been for Andre Blake.
Every time you see that save, it gets more impressive. He just about reaches to it and gets fingertips. You can see the statistical dominance in the game, but New England had their chances in the second half. You wonder, with a quarter of an hour left to play, if Blake doesn't make that save, how would this game have finished? But instead, Philadelphia about get over the line and will now head to Gillette Stadium on November the 8th for game 2 of this best-of-3 series. Can New England turn around their performance from this first game? All resets to 0-0 at the start of the next one. Philadelphia 3, New England 1 at full time of game 1.
Ilie can win MLS Cup with this kick.
Game on the line. How do I make the smart choice? I remember what's worked and what hasn't. This goalie knows exactly where I'm going to shoot. He's smart, but hesitant. I'm not, or I'm right, all in. So let it fly.
Yes! What a smart choice by Ilie!
Continental, the smart choice in tires.
Is it possible to be more capable and more practical? Be able to perform here and here. Make a statement while barely making a sound. And command the road, as well as what lies ahead. How we get there matters.
Ready. I hope y'all ready. I hope y'all ready. I hope y'all ready. Yeah, we still lit.
It's not really home field advantage unless you take advantage of it. Great things happen when you spice it up.
New IHG One Rewards. 18 hotel brands. One loyalty program that lets you guest how you guest.
Philly 3, New England 1 in this best of 3, the first game in the Eastern Conference Round 1 playoffs. As you look at the bracket as it stands, there you see the Game 1 result. Game 2 to come on November the 8th in 11 days' time, as Philadelphia will take on New England in Gillette in Foxborough. The winner of this series will take on the winner of the FC Cincinnati and New York Red Bull series. Game 1 of that series tomorrow. Later on tonight, it's LAFC Vancouver. Columbus, Atlanta will play later in the week, and then it's Orlando and Nashville, the 2 versus the 7 in the MLS Cup playoffs in the Eastern Conference. A successful night for the Union. They win Game 1 by 3-1.
Some people just know what road to take. Those are the people who know to choose Allstate.
The service road is faster.
Turn left.
Not happening.
He knows better than any GPS, and he'd point you in Allstate's direction.
Go all the way down the road past the big gray warehouse.
Take the next exit.
You're not from around here, so you don't know the back roads.
I don't want to be late for the party.
I'm gonna save us 5 minutes.
Some people just know what road to take.
You're on the fastest route.
Those are the people who know safe drivers save 40% with Allstate.
It's not really home field advantage unless you take advantage of it. Great things happen when you spice it up.
We're making Italian beef sandwiches. First, let's prep the meat. No beef. Perfect. First, we're gonna get the ingredients. You can order it with your fingertips. We got tinfoil, right? We get groceries. DoorDash.
Philadelphia win Game 1 of the best of 3 by 3-1. All eyes now on Gillette Stadium on November the 8th in this series. Can New England turn it around? Can they get Carlos Heel back and healthy for the next game? Here's what the rest of the schedule looks like in the MLS Cup playoffs. LAFC Vancouver is your later kickoff tonight. What's your pick of this bunch, Lori Lindsay?
Yeah, I'm excited for the Seattle Sounders, though, and FC Dallas. I do feel like FC Dallas is starting to catch some momentum along with Seattle, so how does that pan out? We will see on Monday night.
I'm really looking forward to that game on Wednesday. Columbus, Atlanta. That game is probably going to be wide open. No, Thiago Almada's a bit of a bummer for Atlanta, but Columbus, fantastic so far this season, particularly going forward. But Philadelphia here tonight at Subaru Park continue to make it a fortress. They win Game 1 by 3-1 of this best of 3. For Lauren Lindsay and our entire crew, this is Chris Whittingham. Thanks for watching MLS on Apple TV. For other scores, highlights, and the latest news from MLS, check out My Sports in the Apple News app.
This copyrighted broadcast of Major League Soccer may not be retransmitted, reproduced, or rebroadcast without the express written consent of Major League Soccer.
right, Chuck?
It's very relative.
There's a lot of people that potentially don't want to collaborate with the national team because they've had, issues with them. And don't forget that the country has a total population of 180,000 people. So it's almost like, you're in a quarrel with somebody from your local community club in the United States of America. It's about that size type of environment. So everything is close knit. Game days is a little bit special. Like the players know almost every single spectator that's in attendance, and there's been decent crowds, but there's such an intimacy there. It's really, really unique. And like